All right, let's get into it. If you've ever tried to run a 24/7 AI-generated live stream, you know the dream can turn into a total nightmare of crashes and weird glitches, right? Well, today we're going to crack the code on how to build a truly rock-solid automated stream, and we're going to do it by taking a deep dive into this amazing little tool called the DMM Stream Watchdog. So here's the big question, isn't it? How do you actually pull this off? How do you build something that can just run and run for days, maybe even weeks on one computer without you having to constantly babysit it, especially when you know how intense AI generation is on your system? It seems like a huge challenge, but the answer, well, it's surprisingly elegant. Okay, so before we jump into the solution, we really have to understand the problem. Because running an AI stream, it's not like your typical broadcast. It comes with this whole unique, and let's be honest, incredibly frustrating set of hurdles. These right here, these are the gremlins in the machine. First off, your AI generator could just burp and spit out a half-finished, corrupt file, and boom, your whole stream goes down. Then you've got these, notoriously flaky folder watching tools built into software like OBS. But the biggest one, the absolute killer, is your GPU is basically at war with itself. It's trying to generate the AI art and encode the video stream at the exact same time. It's a recipe for a total meltdown. So, how in the world do you solve this chaos? Well, you don't. You don't try to make one single program do everything. Instead, you create a much smarter blueprint. You start thinking in layers. And this is the core idea. It's just brilliant decoupling. You have three totally separate jobs. Over here, you've got the factory. That's Comfy UI. Its only job is to make videos. That's it. On the other end, you have the broadcaster, OBS. Its only job is to play whatever you give it. And right in the middle, the real hero of this story, the watchdog. It's a smart script that acts as the quality control manager. So now, if the factory has a problem, it doesn't take the whole broadcast down with it. Game changer. It's this middle layer, this watchdog, that really changes everything. And it's not some huge, complicated piece of software. It's actually just a simple, very focused Python script that sits right at the heart of this incredibly stable system. And here it is, the DMM Stream Watchdog. Its entire purpose in life is to be the intelligent bridge connecting your AI factory to your broadcast software. See, it doesn't make videos, and it doesn't stream them. It just carefully manages this special kind of playlist called an M3U8 file, which really is just a simple, reliable text file that tells OBS which videos to play. And OBS just reads that list flawlessly. So let's follow the data for a second. Comfy UI spits video files into a folder. The watchdog script is just watching that folder constantly. When a new file shows up, the watchdog grabs it, inspects it, validates it, and only if it's absolutely perfect does it get the green light to be added to that M3U8 playlist. So you see, OBS isn't looking at that messy, chaotic render folder anymore. It's just calmly reading this perfectly clean, curated list. The watchdog is the ultimate gatekeeper. So, what makes this script so smart? What's the secret sauce? Well, it's not just passively watching for new files. It's actively running a whole safety checklist on every single one. Let's break down why this is so incredibly effective. This slide just nails the difference. On the left, you've got the old, unreliable way. A total gamble where OBS might try to play a file that's literally still being written to the disk. Chaos. On the right, you have the watchdog method. Calm, deterministic control. Absolutely nothing gets into that playlist until the script says it's 100% ready to go. There's no guesswork, and that means no glitches. I absolutely love this analogy. The script is basically a smart bouncer at a really exclusive club. Before it lets any new video clip in, it checks its ID using a little tool called fprobe. It makes sure the file isn't corrupt, that it's a real video, and that it's not some half-written piece of junk. Only the valid clips get past that velvet rope. And how does it know a file is actually done being written? This part is so simple, it's genius. It just watches the file's size. If that file size hasn't changed for 2 full seconds, it's a pretty safe bet that Comfy UI is finished with it and has moved on. This tiny 2-second pause prevents the #1 cause of stream crashes. It's that simple. Okay, and even the way the script updates the playlist is foolproof. This is so cool. It never edits the live playlist that OBS is reading. Instead, it writes a brand new, updated playlist to a temporary file. Then, in a single instantaneous operation, it just renames that temp file, swapping it with the old one. OBS never ever has a chance to read a half-written playlist. It's a completely bulletproof handoff. And the safety features just keep on coming. It automatically rejects clips that are too short or way too long. It keeps the playlist tidy by only holding on to the 50 most recent clips. If it finds a corrupted file once, it remembers it so it never wastes time trying to process it again. It even gives you a little warning if your buffer of ready-to-go clips is getting low. It's just so well thought out. All right, so all this theory is fantastic, but how do we actually put it all together? Let's look at the practical setup and, of course, the final secret weapon that really makes all this possible on a single machine. And would you believe it, setting it up is basically this simple. It's a single command line. You just tell the script, hey, here's my renders folder, and this is where I want you to save the playlist file. That's pretty much it. You fire it up, and it just starts doing its job as the tireless, vigilant guardian of your stream. And here is the payoff. This is what you get. A stable, automated stream with total control. But the real secret weapon, the key that unlocks this whole thing on a single GPU, is that last point. By telling OBS to use its NVN encoder, you're offloading the hard work of video encoding to a dedicated chip on your graphics card. This leaves the powerful CUDA cores, the part the AI desperately needs, 100% free to just generate content. The GPU is no longer fighting with itself. That's the magic. So this script has pretty much perfected the automated AI video pipeline. And it leaves me with this one big question. What else could you use a smart file validating watchdog for? Think beyond streaming. What other complex, creative workflows could be unlocked by having an intelligent gatekeeper managing your files? The possibilities are really fascinating to think about. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive.